Shall I sit here?
Yes. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Diana Bonato Walker, and I'm a pilot in the ATA. Well, it was April the 6th, 1942, and due to a sudden change of wind, I made an unplanned landing at Debden. Whilst waiting for the winds to die down, I had lunch in the officers' mess where I found myself sitting next to a squadron leader, commander of 65 Fighter Squadron. He was a well-built, thick-set young man, dark with blue eyes and with one of the worst haircuts I'd ever seen. So, Humphrey Gilbert and I got to know each other and we got along just fine. Later the winds had dropped, but now the Magister wouldn't start. To be honest, I didn't understand much of the ATA technical lectures. I just wanted to fly. So I had no idea what was wrong with the thing. Even the ground crew didn't know what was wrong. So I was stuck at Debden for 3 days, much to the annoyance of my CO. However, it was just long enough for Humphrey and I to fall head over heels in love. Over the coming weeks, we would meet in London and dance all night, or he would pick me up from White Waltham if it was my leave day. Sometimes he would call in favours from pilots who would pick me up in various machines. After a month, Humphrey and I decided to get married. It was the night of May the 2nd. Humphrey was due at my flat in Chelsea, but he never showed. I tried calling Debden, but I couldn't get through. So I assumed that he'd been flying and put down somewhere. The next day I was assigned across country in a Tiger Moth, Hatfield, North Weald and finally Debden. At Debden I couldn't see Humphrey spit anywhere. When I returned to White Waltham I went straight to the phone box. Debden confirmed that Humphrey had been killed the previous day. It was the first time that someone who really meant something to me was a casualty of the war. So many people lost loved ones and they were terribly brave about it. So I didn't want people to see me cry. I stayed in that phone box crying until somebody rapped to get me out. The next day was my leave day. I went to Humphrey's funeral. Nobody told me what had happened, and I don't believe I asked. Dead is dead without unnecessary trimmings or explanations, isn't it? It was months after Humphrey's funeral that I found out what had happened to the Magister that day at Debden. Having sworn the ground crew to secrecy, Humphrey had taken the Magister's plugs out.